You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad you can join me on another podcast episode of All Things Sports with Mike Davis. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on the YouTube side of things, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to any of the social media links that you see in the description box to get in contact with the show for comments or suggestions. I won't take up much more of your time. Let's get into it. All right, so before I get into things, if you are new here on this Saturday, May 1st, I am one Mike Davis, and look, I'm not any type of sports expert at all, but I am a big sports fan, and I just like to give my opinions here and there. Let others know what I'm thinking and engage in healthy debate. Yeah, that's who I am. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. And before I get into it, I wanted to talk about a Rocky Patel cigar that I recently had. Are there any cigar smokers that listen to the podcast? I recently got into smoking cigars a few years ago, and it is something that I enjoy, and it relaxes me. I'm still trying to find, well, I can't say that. I have a favorite cigar so far, but I also have a cheap brand of cigars that I go to when I don't want to spend the 10 and 15 bucks a stick for a cigar. Now, there's a shop that's here in Atlanta that I go to, and they make the cigars in the shop, and they are excellent. And they're only $2.50 a stick, but they are some of the best cigars that I have had in my young, short cigar life. But the other day, I had a Rocky Patel cigar. I'm more of a Connecticut guy. I'm not into full bodies. I'll smoke a medium body cigar here and there. I had one of Karl Malone's cigars. If you don't know, Karl Malone has his own cigar that is out, and I recently had one of his. His is more of a medium to full, but I'm not a straight just full body cigar guy. I'm more of a Connecticut guy. But I had a Rocky Patel Connecticut cigar, and it was amazing, to say the least. So yeah, if you're a cigar smoker, let me know what's in your humidor. I'm having problems trying to keep mine seasoned with the temp and the temperature changing, going crazy here in Atlanta. It's hot one day and it's cold the next day. I might need to move my humidor to stabilize the temperature inside of it. All right, so look, let's get to why we're really here. We're here to talk about Teddy Bridgewater, as for some reason he keeps getting traded and sent here because of Sam Darnold. It's the second time it's happened. The Panthers, they've traded quarterback Teddy Bridgewater to the Denver Broncos for a 6th round pick in the 2021 NFL draft. Now, the Panthers, they will pay Bridgewater's $7 million, part of his contract. The Broncos will pay him $3 million. Panthers are going to pay him $7 million. Now, Broncos quarterback Drew Lock is 8-10 in 2 seasons as the starter, and he was tied for the league lead with 15 interceptions and 13 starts for the Broncos last season. His passer rating ranked 32nd, which is one of the reasons now you see why Denver went out, got a quarterback. So far, I haven't seen them pick a quarterback in the draft, so that could change, but hey, they got Teddy. I think they're going to roll with Bridgewater. Now, since 2015, the Broncos have had the worst total QBR at a 45.2 in the NFL. Now, that's according to ESPN stats and information. So that's from the ESPN guys. Now, the Broncos, they haven't been to the playoffs since winning Super Bowl 50. Now we go to Teddy Bridgewater, his side of things. Now, he threw for 3,700 yards last season with 15 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Now, here's an interesting stat. Bridgewater had only one touchdown pass in the fourth quarter all season and was 0-8 in games in which the Panthers had a chance to win or tie on their last possession. And I thought Matt Ryan was bad in the fourth quarter. So does everyone else, not just me. Oh, wow. All right, so Teddy Bridgewater, he has a 26-23 career record as a starter over his 6 seasons in Minnesota, New Orleans, and Carolina. Now, here's my take on it. That stat I threw out was interesting. 0-8 in games in which he could have tied or won the game on the last possession. A lot of sports games come down to the final 2 minutes. That's why you'll hear the announcer, especially in NBA games, you'll hear them yell 2 minutes. You know, NFL, you got your 2-minute warning. And coaching, a lot of coaches are paid based on what teams do in the final 2 minutes. You know, so you can't be 0-8. You know, at least give me one win. Or not even a win. At least give me 1 or 2 ties. Keep us in the ball game. I had no idea about that stat until I looked it up. But look, in my opinion, the jury is still out on Teddy. The jury is still out. I think he has one more season to prove it. You know, I give him a pass last season because of the struggles that the Panthers had. You had Christian McCaffrey, son of Eddie McCaffrey, former Denver Bronco. He only played in 3 games last season, and they had a new head coach. You know, so when you're going through transition, you know, I've talked about that in previous podcasts. The last podcast, I talked about it with Alex Smith. When, you know, you're changing head coaches and philosophies and different game plans as far as what a coordinator likes to do, you know, it takes some time to build some continuity to, you know, to get on a roll, for lack of a better word. But, you know, here's a guy, Teddy Bridgewater is going to be playing what? I don't think he came back with Minnesota. I think they released him. So I'm not sure about that. So let's say New Orleans, he played with New Orleans, and then Carolina last season, and now Denver this year. So this will be the 3rd year in a row he'll have a different head coach, different OC. And quarterbacks, it seems, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for a quarterback to have a revolving head coach and OC. It just doesn't, it's not good, you know. Now, he's won a division before in Minnesota, and I know you might be laughing and say, a division? He's won a division. Look, he in Minnesota, he was taking off, you know, until he had the unfortunate knee injury. And he won a division there in Minnesota. Excuse me. The Vikings went 11-5 when he won the division. He went 5-0 as the starter in New Orleans. You know, I don't put that. Remember, there was a loss that he played in, but Drew Brees started that game. Brees got hurt, and I believe that was to the Rams that they lost. So you don't count that. He didn't start that game, but Bridgewater went 5-0 as the starter. So he's shown that he can win before. So I'm giving him another season. And I don't know who really won this trade. I don't know if the Broncos won this trade, but the Broncos got a heck of a deal. You get Teddy Bridgewater for a 6th-round draft pick. You know, I think Carolina could have gotten a little more for him, but they were pressed. You know, they had 5 quarterbacks on their roster, you know, picking up Sam Darnold. Now, this is before the draft. I don't know what they're going to do Saturday in today's draft. You know, so I don't know. I don't know. But the Panthers had 5 QBs, so it seems like they just want to just, look, take Teddy. We'll pay $7 million of his contract. You pick up $3 million and just give us a 6th-round pick. So look, like I said, I don't know who won the trade. We won't know until the season goes on. But I think the Broncos got the better of the deal. I'm not saying that they just outright won the trade, but the Broncos got a heck of a deal getting Teddy Bridgewater. This is a prove-it season for me with Bridgewater. This is his last season where he can prove to me if he can be a real starting quarterback or if he's just going to be a journeyman backup QB. So there's the whistle. All right, whistle. That's the whistle telling me I need to get out of this topic. So look, what are your thoughts on the trade? Will the Panthers regret the trade? Will the Broncos return to winning with Bridgewater? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. And hey, let's talk about it. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to this date in sports history, May 1st. 1991, on this day of May 1st, A's outfielder Ricky Henderson steals all-time Major League Baseball record, 939th base in a 7-4 win against the New York Yankees in Oakland. And he had one of the greatest speeches of all time during this game. Go on YouTube and check it out. And he pays homage to Brock, who was the original stolen base leader, all-time stolen base leader, and Ricky Henderson, classy guy. He tells the crowd, "Today I am the greatest of all time." Great speech. Go on YouTube, check it out. You'll like it. Great guy, great person, great baseball player. All right. Also on this day, back in 2004, Giants outfielder Barry Bonds sets a major league record for being intentionally walked 4 times in a 9-inning game against the Florida Marlins. So do you know how great you are as a batter to be walked intentionally 4 times? 4 times. They just say outright, we're not even going to pitch to you. I know Barry Bonds has the whole steroid thing that cloud that's hanging over his head. Me and my brother have debated this. My brother thinks he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because of it. I think opposite. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. You still have to hit the baseball. Taking steroids doesn't make you a great baseball player. You still have to hit the ball. So that's a debate for another day. But I hopefully Barry gets in one day. Barry's one of the greatest baseball players of all time. All right, hey, look, that's all I got for you today, folks. I thank you for including my podcast into your day. If you're listening on Spotify, follow the podcast. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, comment, like, all that good stuff. Go to the social media links in the description box to get in contact with the show for any comments or any suggestions. You've been listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis. And remember, it's your world. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm out. Peace.
You're listening to All Things Sports with Mike Davis.